I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Black art perspective. Well, hello and good morning, good night, good afternoon to somebody somewhere. Right? So it's morning somewhere, it's evening somewhere, and it's afternoon somewhere. Well, my sister is in the UK. I'm sure it's early morning. So it looks like Burma has got it together. Apparently, they don't seem to be the ones to be messed with. I don't know whether you guys knew this or not, but this was sent to me by I don't even know if they never said that I could say who it was, but I like to give folks a shout out when I can. This story is something else. SCDHL. Hi, how are you? I want to thank you for all of your support. You are remarkable. And I think the other two folks that are peering in, thank you so very much for being here as well. Chef Disaster, what's going on? So, do you guys know about this story? Did anybody hear that Burma got them together? I mean, I can't believe it. I was amazed. So let's just get right into this, shall we? It says the Burmese military arrest their country's leaders for alleged, FRAUD. Can't say it because I don't want nobody tripping. And I want to get the story out to you. So I'm just going to play along. So the Election Commission had refused to probe substantial evidence of a problem in their November selection. The leaders of the Southeast Asian country of Myanmar have been arrested by the nation's military for allegedly committing massive VF during their November situation. Myanmar's state councillor Aung San Suu Kyi and the president Win Myint were both arrested in the morning raids on Monday by the nation's armed forces after widespread allegations that some, the F word had been committed. This is a shame that we can't even say the words. Anyway, the official results of the November situation in Myanmar, also known as Burma, showed a victory for their Liberal National League for Democracy, better known as the NLD. Now, this organization was led by somebody with the last name Kui, and I don't want to badger their name. Now, the Conservative Nationalist Union Solidarity Development, that's a lot of words. It's a party. Now, they were supported by many members of the military in that country. So they were supported members of the country's military, and they lost several seats. However, it soon became apparent, according to the military, that massive VF had taken place on January 15th. the USDP realized that, get this number, 942,242 cases of the EF in 6 townships, and subsequently called for a new and fair E, supervised by their military and the country's E Commission. I hope you guys are getting it because I feel sort of goofy. But again, I think it's most important to get it out, so I'll make the concession. Now, in an area, a village by the name of Shaw Pin Kang, an underage girl was able to cast her vote, and she was just 16 years old. The USDP lower house candidate made that revelation known. Now, they also claimed to be a victim of the F, okay, of the VF. And so the neighbor took the 16-year-old girl out to do the voting, I guess is what you can say. You can say that word, right, in this context. Now, the major, General Zaw Min Tun, a spokesperson for the Myanmar military, pointed out that a further 8.6 million irregularities in 314 townships had been identified, suggesting that a large number of the VERs had VI'd multiple times, and urged the E Commission to take action. Now, the general had been calling for the E Commission to provide the final tallies or the lists so that they could cross-check it in order to verify whether or not this EF had taken place or not. And he goes on to say that not resolving this in line with the law means that this is a political crisis. That's what he said. Wow. He told this to the reporters last week. Well, it would appear that they did not play with this. So they said ultimately the military issued an ultimatum to the NLD government for failing to respect and abide by the Myanmar Constitution. Go figure. Who would have thunk it? You got to go by their constitution. So now the general said that the commander-in-chief of Myanmar's armed forces is who he is, and they suggested that the role of the military was to stop the government from abusing the law. Wow. He goes on to further say that if one does not follow the law, such law must be revoked. Wow. So in order to stop the steal, the military ultimately took decisive action on Monday morning against what had been described as dishonesty and unfairness. What do you know? What do you know? Can you believe it? Do you believe it? I was amazed and shocked. I'm amazed and shocked that somebody, as M. Leslie just said, all over the world, all around the world. Yeah, all around the world, people are getting fed up. No doubt. Okay. Good evening, Steve Willis. Yeah. Can you believe that? Everywhere but here. SCDHL number 2 says, everybody seems to be under some sort of spell. And you just said it. You hit the nail on the proverbial head. Yeah. Yeah. Or just fully asleep altogether. Yeah. Now that's amazing. Hey, Black Spring. So that is really insane. This is truly an episode of The Outer Limits. The Outer Limits are the Twilight Zone, or Rod Serling's Night Gallery. Most assuredly, this is Rod Serling's Night Gallery. Yeah. Or it could even be the old show where you had Kolchak the Night Stalker. You remember that? Yeah. The old heads in here should remember that. It was all kind of crazy stuff going on. So I am amazed at that. Absolutely amazed. Now, there's a little bit more to this, and it would appear that the leader that was ousted by those folks had, how do I say this? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to show it because I can't say it, because this would definitely let us have a little bit of problem. And we don't need no problems. We don't need anybody to be upset. Do you see this? You see that? Let me make it a little bigger for you. You can see that, what's on the screen. They were ousted, but look who they had ties to, allegedly. Do y'all see that? Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Okay, Freedom Farms. You guys, I got to tell you all, make sure you all check your subscriptions too. Make sure that you're still subscribed to the channel. And make sure that that bell is still clicked, because there's been something afoot again. But you see what's on the screen right there. And I really could just park the car right here as if it were a drive-in movie. And we were all just with our big bowls of popcorn. Somebody got a blanket in the back because it's a little chilly. At least it is out here. Another person is eating a Snickers bar, and maybe somebody else got some Raisinets. And in the front seat, okay, we got Steve Willis in the front seat. And Steve Willis is up there, and he's got his hot dog. We're all watching this. Black Spring with Autumn. She's in the driver's seat. But we're all in the car together. We can actually be in a big old-fashioned Volkswagen van. Yeah, and we can all be sitting here right now looking at what's on the screen. I don't even need to say what's on the screen. So, do you mean a group of people that actually have common sense and critical thinking left? Welcome. Okay. Yeah. For real, for real. You know what that's called, right? You know what that's called. Yeah. Park the car. Park the car right there. You guys, I could just sit there all day. I really could, because this does not amaze me. This does not amaze me. You see the G word, and that's what this person is. And look what's behind them. Look where they hung out. Was close to the ally of leading D's. The state counselor, who was ousted on Monday by the military for purported the F word in Burma, had close ties with those folks. Yeah. They apparently developed a close relationship with this person here. This person got a very close relationship with this person, is what it says here. Yeah. Boy. There was a show a long time ago called It Takes a Thief. I don't know if you guys remember that show. A long time ago, it was called It Takes a Thief. Yeah, in 2011. And upon meeting, they began to strategize, is what it says here. Following their first meeting between those two humans in 2011, and they, upon meeting one another, began to strategize. After so many years of reading and thinking about this celebrated Burmese dissident, we were finally face to face. The sea hag, that's a good one, wrote in hard, and I can't say the full name because you know who it was, but it was the account of their tenure as the SOS of the U.S. I felt that we had known each other for a lifetime, even though we had just met. Soon we began chatting, strategizing, and laughing like old friends. The sea hag advised Aung San Suu Kyi to contest the parliamentary seat in the 2012 Burmese elections, which this person ultimately did, kickstarting the latter's formal political career in Burma, also known as Myanmar. The admiration between the two L chicks went both ways, because this person heaped praises on the sea hag. There's a lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff here. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Just gonna copy it. Just gonna stick it over here. Just gonna give it to you if you want to read it. I'm amazed. Not shocked, just amazed. Can you believe this stuff? You cannot make this stuff up. This is stuff you cannot make up. And I am, for one, amazed. You don't even have to say anything. You don't even have to say anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what can we say? This statement right here by M. Leslie, I'm loving it. M. Leslie, I love that statement because greater and truer words were never spoken. Never spoken. Do you see that? This is a mental patient right there. That's a mental patient. Yeah. Needs to go bye-bye. Quickly. Post haste. Move swiftly. Yeah. So there's a couple of other things here that I'm not sure if you guys know about. And it's really amazing to me. It's this one right here. The House bill would require a psych test liability insurance for the GO. And if I know Black Spring, she's probably already covered this one. Yeah. Came out today here. They would have to have a psych test for GO-ship. Implement mass retroactive registry. The D's continue to chisel away at the Second Amendment by tacking on conditions for GO. This thing right here, this thing needs one of these. Right there. This has a necessity for this. This needs this post haste. And it should not be by one of this's friends. I like that. This is a new piece of legislation being advanced by Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat of Texas, would create prerequisites to gun O's that include a psychological evaluation and liability insurance, in addition to a full regime of registration information. Lee has introduced H.R. 127, otherwise known as the Sabika Sake Firearm Licensing Registration Act. Now, I'm going to take this word right here, and I want you to see what this word means. Okay? I want you to see what it means. I'm going to put it right there. I want to tell you guys something. You got to do this every now and then. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look if it's going to give it to us. I hope it does. I hope I don't have too many windows open because sometimes I do that. Oh, it's twirling. It's doing a little dance. Okay. There are two names I know for sure that it means. There it is in Urdu. But this is not the page that I saw the other night when I looked at this name. We're going to go back over yonder. Let's look a little more. Okay, let's see. Is this it? I think it is. Initiative. Leader. Creator. Wise. Attractive. Imaginative. Initiative. Let's go down a little further because I remember, this is what they've done. So here they have made a major edit to that person's name that was mentioned in this story that we just looked. Now, the other day when I looked this name up, had a totally different meaning. And I can imagine that the original meaning has been Brillo padded. You guys know what an old-fashioned Brillo pad does? Yeah, you know what they are. Brillo pad removes all kinds of stuff. Yeah, it does. So let's see. Is this it? Let's see. What type of name is it? Well, I'm not sure. Send an app. Send something. Let's come on. Let's see what we get. Uh, I don't know. Send it. I don't care what you got to say, but you guys, there was another name, and I'm not sure if it was you, Black Spring, or if it was Ronnie Mann, but we were looking this up the other day, and it had a really weird meaning to it. Is this it? No, it doesn't have it anymore. I should have bookmarked it, but the name was something nefarious. It wasn't. It was like I should have known it. You know what I mean? It was like one of those things. Black Spring. Let me look down here and see if you made a comment. No, you didn't. But you guys, it was a very unique name, and it was something in the form of like controlling. Okay, it was something like controlling. All right, that's what it was. It was like to control or to maneuver or to navigate, and it's totally gone now. I hope that it was Black Spring because I see you in here, but nonetheless, it could have been Ronnie that we were chatting. And so this particular individual is a sellout and a pawn, first of all. So she goes on to say that she introduced this HR 127, otherwise known as this person's name, Firearm Licensing and Registering Act. Oop, I said the F word. The legislation was named after the 17-year-old Pakistani foreign exchange student was amongst the 10 students that was killed in Texas in 2018. And it's the same stuff over and over again. Do we even know, if all this stuff goes on? That's the part that bothers me because it's stuff that's it just happens so much. And it's so sad because it happens so much that if there is any true, strong validity in it, that we really do have a problem here in the United States. It's really sad. It's really sad. So anyway, the legislation would require them to provide make, model, serial number of the piece of iron, the identity of the owner of the firearm, the date of the firearm that it was acquired by the owner, and where the firearm will be stored. And they're to send that to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. And the part that gets me, where people think that they'll be okay, is this one word right here, where it said retroactive. This right here. That right there. So it's no wonder why Myanmar said, oh no, we're not having it. Now, I'm sure they have their problems there as well, being that they're led by the military. It's no wonder. It could definitely be. But at least we see that there is somebody out there that took a stand and said, oh, no, you're going to fix this. And then we're going to stand by and watch you fix it as people legally come in and do their thing. So the FPC, the F Policy Coalition says breaking. Tyrant Jackson Lee just released the full text of the HR 127, and it's outrageous beyond description. A publicly searchable national blank registry and obscene blank licensing requirements are just two of the infringements. Maybe we need to just move to Myanmar. This stuff doesn't even make me angry anymore. It makes me very sad to be here and to think that this is the kind of place that have been, just boiled down to. And you really want to know, when is it going to stop? When is it going to end? So here we go. Mr. B administration encourages tech C word, T, banning the T man, and then this word. But now, this whole sentence right here is nothing more than a smokescreen because what it's really going to do is it's going to affect you and me. This guy here, he could really, you know, why are we even worrying about what he has to say? He's no longer there. So to me, it would be senseless to even move forward on something like this unless you're afraid of what homeboy gonna say. And what and wait a minute. This right here, this word, y'all can see that. When did this truly and honestly become a thing that everybody was so concerned about? It's amazing to me that people who were before last year getting up, going to work every single day. Shout out to those folks who own their own companies. I want to continue to tell you that our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, because we know that you're going to need it to be able to withstand what's coming. So we pray for you guys. But prior to that, who really even thought about this as an everyday problem? You got up, you made your lunch, you got yourself ready for work, you went to work, or you dropped the kids off. You went on about your day, is my point. And this right here wasn't a thing, but they've made it a thing. And they've made it a thing of convenience so that they can take a pair of scissors to everything you stand for. Yeah, that's what they've done. They've labeled it that. Yes, it does. Leslie definitely needs one of those. They aren't. You're absolutely right. And you see, that's the reason why we know what SCDHL number 2 says here. It is a fact. Because if both of them are up there, let me go back to that comment. Let me just harbor here. Let me just park the car. Park the car. I'm going to park the car. Anybody here with this statement, you see this right here, aren't much better? Anybody that's up there knows, we know that anybody that's up there that's not moving on behalf of that nice little piece of paper, we know that they are no good. Because you cannot stand around while it's being challenged and make us believe that anybody. You're not doing anything. You guys hit the like button for me if you haven't already. If you haven't already, please hit that like button for me. I've learned a couple of things over the past few days that I need you guys to help me with. So they aren't much better. None of them are. And it's almost a feeling of, okay, cool. I'm glad you guys aren't standing up, because it shows everybody who's left, the remnant that's left, the remnant that believes that there's a chance. It allows you to see. Now, you guys can read that. I cannot audibly read it, because we got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Absolutely, I'm Leslie. Never. They're not. And that's why I feel like, this statement was it in a nutshell. It was just it in a nutshell, because there's no one. Yeah, steel wool. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's sad. That is, it's embarrassing that you can have a place like Burma, Myanmar, to go and just do what they just did boldly. Now, again, I know that there's going to be somebody to say, oh, well, having them run by the military, that's not going to be good either. Yeah, that may be right. My point is, somebody had some sense to say, wait a minute, dude, that ain't right. That don't go there. That doesn't go there. That trick will never work. You feel me? That's not going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work. You see what deplorable says? But you can believe that they're going to have something that they're going to use, they're going to roll out to fix that. Just what you just said there, deplorable. You guys see what deplorable says here? You can best believe that they're going to roll something out that has to be electronically submitted. You can believe that. They're going to be looking on to everybody's um, inventory. They're probably going to have to submit their inventory to the quote state. And I don't mean just the physical state they're in. Yep, exactly. What's on the screen, exactly. Yeah, as far as the retroactive thing, oh, certainly. Certainly. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, deplorable. What deplorable says right here is absolutely right. Unfortunately, I'm sure you realize that when they try to pass this, they're always a blank blank. There you are. There you are. And that is what Black Spring and Autumn and I were talking about the other day. We were commenting on that situation that I mentioned on Saturday. The reason why I was so heated was because it was a two-prong situation there in Atlanta. And the first prong was that they were trying to use that situation to push the diapers on the face. And then the second thing was, we got to take this from people because you see, this person was able to just walk up and do that. But it probably didn't work because the community wasn't even looking. The community that they were using, they weren't even looking at that aspect. It showed how much the brainwashing had worked because they didn't even trip on that, on the thing that was in the waistband. They didn't even trip on that, what hit the person in the back of the head. They didn't even think about that. All they were focused on was the diaper. Mm-hmm. It's like a person who reads the book and only looks at the pictures. They didn't even look at the fact that that was going to be the next thing that was going to be that was going to affect them. Yeah. Yep. Okay. I wish I could read these audibly, you guys, but we've gotten smart here. We've gotten smart. It isn't. There you go, deplorable. Yep. M. Leslie. Oh no. I like that channel actually. I'm subscribed. So it's all good. Oh yes. Most assuredly forgiven and blessed. Most assuredly. For those of you guys that are just coming in, I'm not going to read them. I want y'all to read what's on there so that we can keep it up and keep it going. Just make sure for me that you all hit that like button when you come in. And for those of you guys don't know, there's also the badges. So when you guys join the channel, there's some badges down there. You can click and join the badges. I don't know how you do it. Sorry about that. But there are badges that you get, like the first month badge and then this month badge. They have those things there too. So you guys can click those if you choose to. But yeah, forgiven and blessed. Absolutely. Long before. Absolutely. Ironically, if they follow it, yep, M. Leslie. Yep. Yes. Oh. Thank you for that. Yes, it is. It really is, Steve. It really honestly is. But when I saw that, I was like, I can't believe this. And this right here. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys something. There's another one that's out there. Dan, that's right. That's right. Absolutely right. So this is amazing. This person is, where is that? Oh, this person. Wow. This thing right here is causing a lot of problems, even more than we thought there were. Okay, so during the Monday's press, see, the guy up there confirmed that the B man and his team fully support the C word. of the Citizens First Amendment, stating that the administration supports the power of BT monopolies to restrict that word here. You see that? Do you see that? I'm absolutely speechless. I'm speechless. Speechless. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this. If not, I'll clear it out and start it again. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in. Oh, you guys could hear it. Duh. I'm sorry.
I can't say we miss him on Twitter.
As you know, President Trump has been barred from a lot of social media sites. Just curious whether you think his absence has made your job any easier or the White House's job any easier as it kind of goes forward on these COVID negotiations.
In what way?
Well, he created a lot of noise, right? He would have certain gravitational pull with Republicans who may be more inclined to take a harder position. Wonder if that's been anything that you guys have thought about or kind of considered.
This may be hard to believe. We don't spend a lot of time talking about or thinking about President Trump here. Former President Trump, to be very clear.
No, you had it right.
I think that's a question that's probably more appropriate for Republican members who are looking for ways to support a bipartisan package and whether that gives them space. But I can't say we miss him on Twitter.
Does President Biden support the continuing ban of President Trump on their sites?
I think that's a decision made by Twitter. We've certainly spoken to, and he's spoken to the need for social media platforms to continue to take steps to reduce hate speech. But we don't have more for you on it than that.
You saw that. As a hairdresser, I so terribly, a side note here, I want to scrub all of this with a pair of gloves. I don't know who she hired. That's just a side note. But she just looks so... She doesn't look anything like McEnany at all. Let me just say that. She doesn't look anything like her. And yeah. So with that said, that's how they feel. For somebody to feel like you've got to take a test, that's amazing. So now look at this here. Do you see this? Do you see that? See that? That's their new gadgets though, right? That's one of their gadgets that they use, right? The gadgets that they use, they're going to make everything better. They're going to make everything easier. It's all going to work out wonderfully. You won't have to worry about anything because we're going to be able to stop all the bad stuff and we're going to be able to identify everybody. Look at that. Look at that sentence. Look at that. The third word, the second word after the colon is the creepiest part. That, and then go over to after the F word. So that happened, and that happened. But it wrongly placed the cat there. Can you imagine the aftermath for this individual's life? All because of the technocrats. They want to run the world. Do you see that? Man, oh man of shepherds. Dan. Okay. You know, y'all already know I'm neither one or the other, but I know I got some good common sense. I don't care about one or the other, but I do know that what Myanmar did is exactly the right thing to do. And I do know that no matter what side of the fence you on, you should be concerned about that taking place. It should have been redone and it should have been fair and equitable, but that's not the goal. You see what is happening now. That right there on the screen, you got the Raisinets, right? Right, Steve? You got the Raisinets. Black Spring, you got the Raisinets because I think Steve had the hot dog, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. This is Whew. This land is your land. This land is my land. Yep, you got the hot dog. This is ours. This land was made for you and me. I am amazed. I'm amazed. Yeah. He hasn't actually. He was on our show. Not sure. Did you get a chance to watch the show, Dan? He was on our show. We had him here about, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago, and he talked at length about that. And when I say at length, I mean one of our questions we asked Anarchy. Hey, we asked him about that, and I think it was 3 months. Yeah, it was a week or so ago, exactly. In Leslie, yeah, and yeah, he stated that I think it was 3 months that he would be gone. But he is over on, I think it's Library. It is Library and Odyssey. Yeah, and he was just on the other day. So if you have access to those websites or to those platforms, you can definitely see him there. I can't see the check. What check? I'm slow sometimes, Anarchy. Yeah, was he on over there, Leslie, or was he on over here? Oh, you can't see the chat. Does anyone else have that problem? You know what? Forgiven and blessed. I know you ain't lying. You know why I know that? I was over there auditing my channel the other day, and a lot of my stuff was not able to be accessed. And I was like, what's good? And something said, just delete the whole thing. And I was like, no, maybe it's me. I always think something is, because I always be jacking up stuff with media, social media and platforms and stuff like that. And I thought it was just me. Wow. You see? You see? You see? It's a mess. You can see it? Okay. So this right here on the screen is really, really troubling, because if this is the thing that they say that they can find out the really, bad seed, I don't even know how to say it, then that's a problem. It was after facial wrongly. That's huge. If you've got a job, man, you ain't got no job now. You don't have a job. You probably don't even have a place to stay. This stuff is, but you know what? Let me tell you something. From what I understand, it's a bunch of chicks that's writing a lot of these. EO, EIEIOs. It's a lot of chicks. Nick Crenshaw, 34, of Louisiana, tells National File that he was eyed at his home by 2 federal after FR software confused him. First question you want to know is, how did they know who he was? How did they know where to find good old Nick? Could it be the FB word? where everybody uploads their pictures. And then just recently, I understand through my daughter that they started asking people for the then and now photos. Hmm. 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 So the software confused him. Computers made a mistake, you guys. Can you believe that? It confused him with somebody who was inside during that situation. It says that he went to the T-Man's talk at the R word, but he never went inside. You see that? He says that he had a big talk with them just for being there. Just for being there. I remember Nancy Morgan Hart, myself, and several other people said, y'all don't go out there. Stay away from that. But I guess they don't watch the channels. He said that he had a long talk with them just for being there that day. He's a hotel worker and he traveled alone to the place where they handle the business for this place to attend the T-Man, Mr. T's talk. And he was getting in line to get a good spot. After the speech, he went back to his hotel where he saw on the television a crowd getting a little busy. Without knowing that people had gotten into the barnyard, he returned to the area just to take a couple of pictures. From the eye stands about an hour, a half an hour, until somebody threw something in a can that was full of pepper, and it was thrown at all the people that was there. But his experience was only just the beginning. They showed up to his place multiple times. Ain't that nothing? He said that he worked overnight on Thursday, and then he got a knock on the door. He was asleep. He wasn't dressed. They probably knew that. And it says that they were referring to his first visit from the first cat. Okay. Last Monday, the same guy from the F knocked on the door with another guy. So I put on some clothes real quick, and they were already down the walkway and were already looking at my vehicle. That's when the guy showed me his Lucky Charms tag. He said that the fellas played a good Happy Meal and a bad meal game with them, claiming to be a T-Man friend, okay, Mr. T's friend, or a Mr. T friendly person, in an effort to get him to squawk. And the other guy was a Middle Eastern guy. And he said that he got the feeling that he was trying to be the good Mr. Friday. He was saying how his daughter doesn't speak with him because he supports the Mr. T, and mentioned how the B group and the A group tore up stuff and nothing happened to them. You see that? Made the man feel comfortable, allegedly. They wanted to make him feel comfortable. And then they mentioned that the face tagged him, that this thing tagged him. And then they showed him a photograph of a young person with somewhat similar looking pie holes outside the C word. Man, oh man, that's terrible. Y'all don't even understand what I just said. I had to break it all down. That's terrible. I had to break it down. That's terrible, forgiven and blessed. What happened, that happened to me sometimes too. Hit the top thing and change it to all chat. If that doesn't work, refresh. Somebody's having problems. Okay, you're back. You had to refresh a couple of times. Yeah. Well, sorry, you have to go. You'll catch it tomorrow night. All night, night, Steve. Yeah, Monty and Roy sent me to the channel. I'm so glad he did. They both did. They're awesome people. Yep, good people. So, you guys, I'm sorry that I had to break it all down and read it like that, but hey, it's the only way I can let you guys hear what I think and see what's going on. Yeah, that would be a good reason to wear one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just wear a big one. Just one big one. You know what I mean? Just a big one. Yeah, this is sad, folks. But I just wanted to come on and just show you how Myanmar got them together. I'm going to delete this after. It's not even going to sit up. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it. But yeah, I think I'll just make it private. How about that? And then just, put the link in the, I'll put the link inside under the community tab for those who are members. That's what I'll do. So you guys know where it is. That way you guys can just look at it. And I'm going to do that from time to time. Just stick stuff there in the community tab for members only. You know what I mean? That's funny. You are funny. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Black Spring. So I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to take a tip from Mr. Steve. You guys want to say anything? Let me know what you guys want to say. Let's take a couple of minutes and tell me how your weekend was. That's what we can know. I know y'all about to go, but let's say anybody got anything great to talk about for your weekend? Put it in the chat. We're going to take a couple of minutes. And I just want you to tell me one good thing. Everybody just tell me one good thing that happened to you over the weekend. And if it didn't happen over the weekend, let's go ahead and start with last week. Something good. Yes, you're absolutely right, Forgiven. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. Mm-hmm. So you guys, let's hear some good stuff. And while you guys are doing that, Black Spring, do you have anything you want to add? Let me give you a link if you do. Because, I know that you did do some stuff on this. We're going to get out of here, but I know that you did something on this. I think it was you, because we were talking about some stuff. And I'm going to just send this to you right quick. And then I want to see what you got to say. And we're going to be real discreet, though, sister, because I can't take no more emails and no more letters and no more stuff. No, sir. Can't do it. Not going to do it. It wouldn't be prudent. It would not be prudent at all. Okay. I had lunch Saturday with my mom and my aunt, my cousin, to catch up on all of our 2020 birthdays. And it was nice. That is a blessing. Oh, I know you guys were so happy. That is a good thing. It's so important to be together as family. And I don't think people realize that that's part of the reason why all this stuff is going on. You know what I mean? Because they don't want that. They don't want that. They would like for you to be like the distance between a hand and a foot. I got to say that. So I'm glad that happened. I'm glad you guys got together. My mom, my aunt, and my sister. My cousin, excuse me. Okay, I spent time with my mom on Saturday, and both of us was out trying to sell our stuff. Both of us sold some stuff. So that was good. Yes, it was good. That's excellent. I'm happy for you. You keep doing it. Just keep on pushing. That's all you got to do. And I'm glad you and your mom were out there together, because it's always good to have a support network. You know what I'm saying? Where I miss something, you might see it. So I can tell the other person. You know what I'm saying? The other person can speak up for the other person. Hey, this is a great this or that. These earrings are awesome. Or, this belt buckle is great. You need to, this will go great with this or that. You might see something I didn't see, and you can help me sell it. especially right now. We need every bit that had a good weekend. I'm glad to know that. And I appreciate y'all. You guys, we're gonna go ahead on and shut her down. It's about 1 hour. I don't even think there's any need to keep it up because anybody looking at this on the replay is gonna be like, what's really going on here? Don't you think so, you guys? What do you think? Do you think so? I think so. I think it's gonna be a problem. Do you think I should take it down or keep it up? Let's take a vote right quick. Da 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 da. Black Spring, you need to get up here with your flute. Play your flute for all of us. Hey, TR, how's it going? Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you, kind sir? It's so good to see you. Keep it up. All right, we'll go ahead and keep it up then. That's one keep it up. And I'm glad that you guys are here tonight to see it because I don't think anybody would believe it. And I'm not sure if any of that information is going to be hanging around. Blessings to everyone and much love to Miss Felicia. Much love to you, precious. Okay, you guys, we're going to get on out of here. I think an hour is enough time. I appreciate you all. And you all remember the scripture that we use all the time around here, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping